we'll begin with questions in English. If we can bring the mic right up here, please. Thank you.
Congratulations, Mikey, on the first victory in MLS. And could you just go ahead and give us just your thoughts on how well your team prepared themselves and how well they executed in all three facets, getting a goal from all three facets, and also the debuts of two very young players as well?
Yeah, let's start with that because we always talk about having a big squad mentality, trusting the next guy up, and that's what we did with Duran, and I think he just played a phenomenal game. So brave on the ball, and really proud of him. Shutout, 19 years old, amazing. And then Brian getting in the game and scoring a goal. I think that will be really important for his confidence, but also I think it's so important to show what we've said in the past, that we're a big club, because it's not just San Diego, it's entire Right to Dream community. Him starting, being scouted in, Ivory Coast, going through the academy in Ghana, then into IA, now to us, and future's bright for him, and he's really happy, we're happy for him. And then the team, I think we did a great job of solving the puzzle, what can be a very frustrating puzzle of man marking, and because it feels like it's not working a lot because it's so aggressive, but we just stayed committed to the plan and in terms of how we could create space so that we can then attack it. And then I think we did a good job getting a set piece goal, which is something that we focus on this year, is how can we use the set pieces to unlock games. And overall, just really happy for the group. At the same time, this is just one step in a very long journey that we're going to have this year.
And could you talk a little bit about Marcus and Varson getting his goal and the way that he worked now to finally get his here at home?
Yeah, he's had a long journey to this moment with a lot of setbacks last year. So I'm just happy for the person because he takes everything he does so seriously. He works really hard, and to see him have setback after setback, but be able to come back and get the goal, I think was really important.
Congratulations on your one, Mikey. Even when your team was up big, you kept your foot on the gas. What can you tell us about this team's relentless?
Yeah, it's what we're really trying to instill in the culture of the club, that when we have one, we want two, and when we have two, we want three, and so on and so on. And that goes for when you're winning or you're losing, it doesn't matter. Just that hunger to want more, and that starts in the training environment. And these guys, they have so much respect for the training environment. When you have a locker room full of people who are 100% committed to the cause and to doing the work, these moments are possible.
Hey Mikey, congrats on the impressive win. On those debuts from Ferry and Zambli, what does it mean to you personally as a coach when you see the young guys come in on their debuts and perform so well like that?
Well, on a human level, you're just so happy for them because you're always rooting for every single guy in that locker room, especially when they're just so committed to being a team player, whether they play or not. So when they get their chance, you really want it for them. And so it's always extra special when they get their chance and then it goes well for them. And then from a coach perspective, I think it just gives you a sense of pride for the environment that's being developed, not by me, but by everybody who's involved. And that starts with ownership, fans, entire staff, and the players. And it makes you proud of that we're developing an environment that can set conditions for young players to come in and have impacts. And I think when I was first hired, I mentioned that young players that have talent and commitment and motivation will always pleasantly surprise you. And it's also nice when that comes true.
Any other questions in English? We'll go all the way back there with Chase. Zach?
Hi, Mikey. Playing out from the back can always have such razor-thin margins. Talk about Duran's poise and really his maturity to make those passes look so easy at such a young age.
Yeah, I think one of his superpowers, to make it in this world of football as a player, you gotta have a lot of things. But one thing I think you have to have is a special quality, at least one. Multiple ones help you out more. But one thing that he does have is the moment will never be too big for him. He's calm and composed in all situations, and we knew exactly what we were going to get from him. in that sense. And then the other surprise that I think for me is like the unknowns, because he hasn't been tested, but how he took that corner, you know, he took a couple crosses and commanding the box, like, okay, now we're talking about something else too there. But his calmness had set the tone, because easily it could have become a more frantic game, and he was just a massive advantage for us.
Like, can you just share a quick word on the supporters and the energy in the stadium?
Unbelievable. I mean, it's unbelievable here. Like, you know, I hope that it's not for a long, long time, but whenever this adventure is done with me, I think I'll dream about these nights for the rest of my life, with the people of San Diego and the energy that's inside this stadium, and the energy that they have for their city and their region and for their team, and it's just unbelievable. It's a huge honor to be a part of it.
Any other questions in English before we switch to Spanish? We'll go right here in the front with Emma.
Buenas noches, profe. Parece que no había parado el equipo, ¿no? Siguió en la misma línea. ¿A qué le atribuye el que esté el equipo que parece que no tuvo ni vacaciones, ¿no? Que siguió continuando con el mismo ritmo?
Mérito para los chicos que durante sus vacaciones hicieron unos trabajos físicos para llegar en buenas condiciones. Segundo, yo creo que es mucho mérito para el ambiente, donde hay mucha claridad en lo que queremos hacer, cómo entrenamos, cómo queremos jugar. Entonces, cada jugador cuando le toca entra y juega con intensidad y juegan juntos. Y yo creo que es mucho mérito para el club. Y no podemos olvidar la gente y la hinchada, porque todo suma en estos momentos.
Y el hecho, profe, de que haya 4 distintos goleadores, que el equipo no dependa de uno solo, ¿qué le dice a usted?
Bueno, es un poquito como yo veo la vida, que no se hace nada solo en la vida. Las cosas especiales se hacen con gente y para gente. Y yo creo que este club quiere ser un ejemplo de que el ser buen compañero, el ser buen hermano, buena hermana, y tener esa compasión para cada uno y pelear para cada uno, siempre lleva mucho más fuerza que un talento individual.
Mikey, felicidades por la victoria. Felicidades por la victoria, Mikey. 2 preguntas. La primera, ¿nos puedes repetir el mensaje que le hice a tus jugadores antes del juego, por favor?
¿Toda la táctica o solamente la parte
La parte motivacional.
la parte de motivación fue bastante claro. Mira, es ser consistente en quién somos, era saltar jugadores y anticipar o leer un poquito a estos tercer hombres, porque cuando juegas contra hombre a hombre puede ser un poquito frustrante, pero tener una mentalidad incansable de que vamos a resolver el problema. Y si no funcionan los primeros 4, en la quinta o la sexta va a venir. Y lo último es no olvidar que nosotros jugamos bien al fútbol y todo el mundo habla de eso, pero nuestra base es la mentalidad de guerrero, mentalidad de correr por su compañero, entrar duro en el duelo, presionar como loco y nunca olvidar que nosotros pisamos el piso con una actitud humilde, trabajador, primero y principal.
Esperabas el juego una goleada y este es el formato ofensivo que le propones a la afición, de que haya muchos goles durante toda la temporada aquí en el Dragon Stadium.
Sí, nosotros cuando hablamos de nuestro estilo de juego, nosotros tenemos una frase que es: nosotros vamos a ir por todos los partidos para marcar goles y para impactar el flow del partido. Entonces nosotros siempre pensamos en el gol, siempre.
¿Alguna otra?
Pues preguntarle qué significa para usted el logotipo que trae ahí, es DTJ, con esta nueva unión.
Es lo mejor, y está también en nuestra frontera, porque San Diego es una región. Es muy importante saber que San Diego es una región, es Baja California, es Tijuana, es San Diego, y son todas las ciudades, las comunidades, las 18, que se juntan para hacer algo muy especial. Entonces para mí es buenísimo esto.
Gracias por tu tiempo, Mike.
Gracias. Thank you.